Opening a new tab in your browser is a basic and very useful skill. First, find the plus button, which is usually located at the top of your browser window. Clicking on it will open a new tab where you can enter the website address and continue your work. If you need to quickly open a tab without using the mouse, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+T or Command+T on Mac. This opens a new tab and immediately focuses on the search bar, so you can start typing the address right away. Having multiple tabs open allows you to work with different web pages simultaneously, making your browsing experience faster and more convenient. How to close a tab in Google Chrome. Closing a tab in Google Chrome is very easy. To close the current tab, find the X button in the top right corner of the tab itself and click on it. The tab will close immediately. You can also use keyboard shortcuts to speed up this process. Press Ctrl+W or Command+W on Mac. This will close the active tab without any extra mouse clicks. If you have multiple tabs open, this shortcut will close only the one that is currently active. How to recover a recently closed tab in Google Chrome. Sometimes we accidentally close an important tab, but don't worry, it can be easily restored. To reopen a recently closed tab in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+T or Command+Shift+T on Mac. This will open the last closed tab. If you want to restore multiple tabs, simply repeat this shortcut. There is also an option in the browser menu called Recently Closed Tabs, where you can find and reopen closed pages. How to pin a tab in Google Chrome. Pinning a tab in Google Chrome is a convenient way to keep important pages always accessible. To pin a tab, simply right-click on the tab and select the Pin Tab option. The tab will shrink in size and will always stay on the left side of the tab bar. Pinned tabs cannot be accidentally closed, making this feature useful for frequently visited sites like email or calendars. Even if you open new tabs, the pinned ones will stay in place. How to switch between tabs with hotkeys in Google Chrome. Switching between tabs using keyboard shortcuts is a convenient way to speed up your browsing. To go to the next tab, press Ctrl+Tab or Ctrl+ page down on some computers. If you need to go back to the previous tab, use Ctrl+Shift+Tab or Ctrl+ page up. This allows you to quickly navigate between tabs without using the mouse, which is especially useful when you have many tabs open. How to open a new browser window in Google Chrome. To open a new window in your browser, simply press Ctrl+N or Command+N on Mac. This will create a new browser window, allowing you to work with multiple windows at once. You can also open a new window from the browser menu by selecting New Window. This is especially useful when you need to work with multiple websites or projects without overcrowding one window. How to open an Incognito window in Google Chrome. Incognito mode allows you to browse the internet without saving browsing history, cookies, and other data. To open an Incognito window in Google Chrome, press Ctrl+Shift+N or Command+Shift+N on Mac. This will open a new window where you can visit websites and the browser won't save any of your activity. You can also open this mode through the browser menu by selecting New Incognito Window. It's useful if you want to avoid saving personal information or simply browse anonymously. How to close all tabs at once in Google Chrome. If you need to close all tabs in one window, it can be done quickly. Right-click on any tab and select Close All Tabs. This will close all tabs in the current window, but the window itself will remain open. If you want to close all windows, you can select Close All Windows in the browser menu. This is useful when you want to finish working with the browser and not waste time closing each tab individually. How to drag a tab to a new window. Dragging a tab to a new window is an easy way to organize your work in the browser. To do this, simply click on the tab with the left mouse button, hold it, and drag it to the desktop or a new empty browser. When you release the tab, it will open in a separate window. This is useful if you want to separate your work with multiple tabs and avoid cluttering a single window. You can also use this method to keep important tabs always visible while working on others. Additionally, you can organize tabs based on different tasks or projects by grouping them into separate windows for better focus. Opening a link in a new tab is a very convenient feature, especially when you want to keep the current page open. To do this, simply right-click on the link and select Open Link in New tab. Alternatively, if you prefer, you can hold down the Control key and click on the link with the left mouse button. It will open in a new tab. This allows you to view multiple pages at once without losing the current one. You can also use this method to keep your workflow organized by separating related content into different tabs. Additionally, it's helpful when you want to compare information from several sources without navigating back and forth. To add a page to Bookmarks in Google Chrome, click on the star icon located in the top right corner of the browser, next to the address bar. A window will pop up where you can choose a folder for the bookmark and give it a name. If you want the page to appear on the Bookmarks bar, select that option. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+D or Command+D on Mac to quickly add the page to your bookmarks. Bookmarks are a convenient way to quickly access your favorite websites without having to search for them each time. Additionally, you can organize your bookmarks into folders to keep related sites together and make it easier to find them. To open bookmarks in Google Chrome, there are several simple ways. You can click on the browser menu and select Bookmarks, or you can enable the Bookmarks bar if it's not already activated. To do this, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+B or Command+Shift+B on Mac. The Bookmarks bar will appear just below the address bar, allowing you to quickly open your saved pages with one click. If you have many bookmarks, you can organize them into folders to find the page you need even faster. There is also an option to search for bookmarks by name using the built-in search. Additionally, you can sync your bookmarks across devices if you're signed in to your Google account, making them accessible on any device where you're logged in. This is especially helpful for those who work on multiple devices or like to access their bookmarks from different locations. To create a folder in Bookmarks in Google Chrome, open the Bookmarks menu and select Add Folder. Name the folder so that it's clear what it's for, like work or entertainment. After that, you can drag bookmarks into this folder to organize them by category. This will help you quickly find the pages you need and keep your bookmarks organized. If a folder becomes too large, you can always create subfolders to further organize your bookmarks. Additionally, you can arrange folders on the Bookmarks bar for easy access or group-related bookmarks within the Bookmarks Manager for better navigation. Creating folders not only improves organization, but also helps reduce clutter by categorizing your frequently visited websites. How to delete a bookmark in Google Chrome. To delete a bookmark in Google Chrome, open the Bookmarks bar or Bookmarks menu. Right-click on the bookmark you want to delete and select Delete. This will remove it from your bookmarks list, and you won't be able to open it through the browser anymore. Also, if you want to delete several bookmarks at once, you can use the Edit mode on the Bookmarks bar to select and delete multiple bookmarks. Keep in mind that deleting a bookmark is permanent unless you have previously exported it. If the bookmark was saved in a folder, you can open the folder first to delete bookmarks by category, rather than one by one. Deleted bookmarks cannot be restored without using the Restore function if it was enabled in Settings. How to import bookmarks from another browser to Google Chrome. If you want to transfer bookmarks from another browser to Google Chrome, you can do it through the Settings. Open the Chrome menu, go to Settings, and find the Import Bookmarks section. Choose the browser from which you want to import bookmarks and confirm the action. Once done, all your bookmarks will be transferred to Chrome, and you can use them. This process also allows you to import bookmarks from files if they were exported in .html format. You can import bookmarks even from browsers not installed on your computer if you have a bookmark file. It's important to note that the imported bookmarks will be placed in the Other Bookmarks folder, and you can organize them later. How to export bookmarks from Google Chrome. To save or transfer bookmarks from Google Chrome, you can export them to a file. Open the browser menu, go to Bookmarks, and select Bookmark Manager. In the Bookmark Manager, select Organize and click Export Bookmarks. The file with your bookmarks will be saved in .html format, and you can transfer it to someone else or use it for importing into another browser. This is especially useful if you are changing devices or want to create a backup. After exporting, you can upload the bookmark file to a new device or another browser. You can also save the bookmark file to the cloud to have access to it from any device. The Bookmarks bar is a convenient place to store your most frequently visited sites for one-click access. To enable the Bookmarks bar, open the browser menu and select Bookmarks, then check Show Bookmarks bar. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus Shift plus B or Command plus Shift plus B on Mac to turn it on. After that, icons of your favorite pages will appear on the Bookmarks bar. You can add sites to the bar by dragging them from the address bar or using the star button. This is especially useful if you have a limited number of tabs and want quick access to important sites. You can also configure the Bookmarks bar to display only icons to save space. Don't forget that you can use folders on the Bookmarks bar to group sites by category. Additionally, you can customize the appearance of the Bookmarks bar by choosing whether to display the full website name or just the icons, which can further streamline your browsing experience. The Bookmarks bar can be a powerful tool for staying organized and efficient while navigating between your most important websites. To quickly open a bookmark on the Bookmarks bar, use keyboard shortcuts. Simply press Ctrl plus 1 for the first bookmark, Ctrl plus 2 for the second, and so on. This method allows you to instantly go to the desired site without wasting time searching on the bar. If you have many bookmarks, this will greatly speed up the process of switching between them. You can also use keyboard shortcuts to open bookmarks in a new window or new tab if you hold the Control key. This will help you efficiently work with multiple web pages at once. This way, you'll save time and focus on tasks rather than searching for the right pages. Additionally, using these shortcuts allows you to quickly access frequently visited sites without needing to interact with the mouse, making your workflow faster and more efficient. How to organize bookmarks into folders in Google Chrome. To organize bookmarks in Google Chrome, create folders for different categories such as work, entertainment, or study. To do this, open the Bookmarks menu, right-click on any bookmark, and select Add Folder. Drag your bookmarks into the relevant folders for convenience and easy access. You can also create subfolders to further organize your bookmarks. For example, in the Work folder, you can create subcategories for different projects or clients. Don't forget that Bookmarks bar folders can be grouped by frequency of use, which helps reduce visual clutter. This not only speeds up access to pages, but also makes organizing your workspace in the browser easier. To edit a bookmark in Google Chrome, open the Bookmarks menu and select Bookmark Manager. Find the bookmark you want to edit, right-click on it, and choose Edit. Here you can change the name of the bookmark or its URL. This is useful if the link has changed or if you want to make the name more convenient for searching. If you want to update a bookmark with a new address, simply paste the new URL and save the changes. You can also rearrange bookmarks by dragging them across the bar to ensure quick access to the most important ones. Regularly editing bookmarks helps maintain order and improves the organization of your workflow. Additionally, you can organize bookmarks by grouping them into folders, making it even easier to access specific categories of sites. Updating the names or URLs of bookmarks also ensures that your browser stays up to date with any changes to your frequently visited pages. To open browsing history in Google Chrome, click the three dots in the top right corner of the browser, select History, and then History again. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus H or Command plus H on Mac to quickly access the History section. Here, you can see all the pages you visited over a specific period, from the most recent to the older ones. History also allows you to search for specific pages using the search bar at the top. If you frequently visit the same sites, you can use History for quick access to them. Keep in mind that History is only stored locally on your device unless you're using Google account synchronization. Also, in the History section, you can see the exact time and date of visits, which helps you find specific information quickly. You can even clear browsing history by selecting specific time ranges or deleting everything at once, which can be useful for privacy or freeing up space. Additionally, Chrome offers an option to reopen closed tabs from history, making it easier to return to previously viewed pages. To clear browsing history in Google Chrome, open the browser menu and select History, then Clear Browsing Data. You can choose which data to delete, browsing history, cookies, cached images, and files. You can set the desired time range to delete data from the last hour, day, week, or all time. This is useful if you want to protect your privacy or free up disk space. Additionally, when clearing history, you can choose not to delete passwords or autofill data. Moreover, clearing history can help improve browser performance if it has become slow due to a large amount of data. Keep in mind that after clearing the history, you won't be able to return to recently visited pages via the Quick Access panel. It's also worth noting that clearing cookies can log you out of websites, so make sure you have your login information saved if needed. Regularly clearing browsing data can help maintain your browser's speed and ensure your online activities remain private. To clear the browser cache in Google Chrome, open the menu and select History, then Clear Browsing Data. In the window that opens, check Cached Images and Files, and then select the time range for which you want to delete the cache. The browser cache helps speed up page loading, but over time it can take up a lot of space and cause issues with page rendering. Clearing the cache helps resolve such issues and speeds up the browser. Sometimes cached data can prevent the latest version of a site from loading, and deleting it can solve any errors. Also, when clearing the cache, you can choose which specific files and images to delete so you don't lose all the data related to your browsing. Keep in mind that after clearing the cache, some pages may load slower the first time, as the browser will reload all the files from the site. To delete cookies in Google Chrome, open the browser menu, select Settings, and scroll down to the Privacy and Security section. Click on Cookies and Other Site Data and select See All Cookies and Site Data. Here, you can choose specific sites whose cookies you want to delete, or delete all cookies at once. Deleting cookies helps protect your privacy, as they store information about your preferences and activities on websites. If you're having trouble logging into a site, clearing cookies might help, as they store your login information. Deleting cookies can also refresh pages that don't update automatically. Regularly clearing cookies can improve site loading speed, as old files may slow down browser performance. If you want to clear the cache for just one site, you can do so through the browser settings. Open the browser menu, go to Settings, then select Privacy and Security and Site Settings. Find the Cookies and Site Data section and click on See All Cookies and Site Data. Enter the site name in the search bar and select the site for which you want to clear the cache. This is useful if you want to get rid of outdated data for just one site without affecting the cache for other pages. For example, it can help refresh information on a website if it's not displaying correctly. Additionally, if a site isn't loading properly, clearing the cache for that specific site can resolve rendering issues. However, keep in mind that this will also delete saved settings and logins that may have been stored in the cache. To view your download history in Google Chrome, open the browser menu and select Downloads, or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+J or Command+J on Mac. Here, you'll see a list of all the files you've downloaded in the past. For each file, it shows the name, download date, and a link to open it. You can also remove individual files from the list by clicking the trash icon next to them. The download history can be helpful if you want to find a downloaded file but forgot where you saved it. If you want to clear your download history, you can do so in the browser settings. Downloads from history can be exported as a text file for later review or saving important information. Additionally, you can click on the file name to quickly open the downloaded file or view its location on your device. Regularly checking your download history is a good way to keep track of important files and avoid clutter in your downloads folder. If you want to delete individual items from your browsing history, open the History section in the browser menu, or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+H. Find the page you want to delete, click on the three dots next to it, and select Remove from History. This will remove only the selected item, without affecting the rest of your history. You can select multiple pages to delete them all at once. Deleting individual pages helps maintain your privacy if you don't want certain sites to remain in your history. It can also be useful for organizing your history if you accidentally visited unwanted pages. If you want to clear history from a longer period, Use the date filter to remove all data matching your criteria. Additionally, removing specific items from history can help you avoid clutter, making it easier to find the sites you want to revisit. Regularly managing your browsing history allows for more efficient and private web browsing. To disable history saving in Google Chrome, use Incognito mode. In this mode, the browser does not save information about the websites you visit, cookies, or other data. To open an incognito window, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+N or Command+Shift+N on Mac. You can also open incognito mode through the browser menu by selecting New Incognito Window. It's important to remember that in this mode, passwords, autofill data, and browsing history are also not saved. However, this doesn't make you fully anonymous on the internet, as your internet provider or websites can still track your activity. If you want to always use this mode by default, you can install an extension that forces the browser to launch in incognito mode. Keep in mind that while incognito mode helps with privacy on your local device, it does not protect against tracking by websites or prevent data collection by your ISP. To enable URL autocomplete from history in Google Chrome, open Settings and find the Privacy and Security section. Make sure the option Show Suggestions for URLs from History is enabled. When this option is active, the browser will suggest websites you've already visited as you type an address in the search bar. This helps speed up navigation, as you can quickly return to pages you frequently visit. You can also disable autocomplete for history if you prefer that the browser doesn't suggest old sites as options. This setting is especially useful if you want to avoid autofilling sites you visited, but don't want to appear again in the future. To speed up autocomplete, make sure that only the sites you visit regularly are stored in your history. If you want to disable URL autocomplete in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Privacy and Security section. In the Autofill section, disable the option Show Suggestions for URLs from History. This will prevent the browser from showing old visited sites in the search bar, which can be useful for improving privacy. If you want to disable autocomplete for specific sites, this can be done in the autofill settings by selecting sites for which suggestions should not appear. You can also use incognito mode to browse sites without saving them to history. Disabling autocomplete helps reduce the number of suggestions in the search bar, which can speed up browser performance. When you first log into a website using a username and password, Google Chrome will offer to save this password for future logins. A pop-up window will prompt you to save the password, and you need to click Save for it to be saved. If you accidentally did not save the password, you can manually add it in the browser settings. Go to Settings, then Passwords, and enable the Offer to Save Passwords option. This is very convenient, as you won't forget passwords for frequently visited sites and can quickly log in. Also, if you want to use the same password across multiple devices, enable synchronization with your Google account to sync passwords between all your devices. How to view saved passwords in Google Chrome. To view saved passwords in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Autofill section, then select Passwords. Here you will see a list of all passwords saved in the browser, and you can view them. To see the password, click the eye icon next to it, and the browser will ask for your authentication, such as your device password. It's important to remember that all saved passwords are stored only on your device unless you have enabled synchronization with your Google account. If you want to export your passwords or create a backup, you can do so in the Passwords section using the Export option. How to delete a saved password in Google Chrome. If you want to delete a saved password in Google Chrome, open Settings, go to the Passwords section, and find the site for which you want to delete the password. Click the three dots next to the password and select Remove. This will remove the password for that specific site, and the browser will no longer offer to save it if you visit the site again. Deleting passwords is useful for improving security, especially if you no longer use the site or have changed your password. You can also disable password saving in the browser to prevent new passwords from being saved. How to enable Form Autofill in Google Chrome. To enable Form Autofill in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Autofill section. In the Forms section, turn on the option Offer to fill out forms. After that, Chrome will automatically fill in fields with your data, such as name, email address, and other information, on websites where supported. This is a convenient feature that saves time by not requiring you to manually enter information each time. You can also add additional data, such as shipping address and phone number, under Contact Info. For added security, Chrome encrypts your information to protect it from unauthorized access. How to disable form autofill in Google Chrome. To disable form autofill in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Autofill section. In the Forms section, turn off the option Offer to fill out forms. This will prevent Chrome from automatically filling in forms with your data on websites. Disabling autofill is useful if you don't want the browser to populate fields with personal information. You can also disable autofill for specific data like addresses or phone numbers through the Autofill Settings menu. If you change security settings, be sure to restart the browser for the changes to take effect. How to enable autofill for address and phone number in Google Chrome. To enable autofill for address and phone number in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Autofill section. In the Contact Info section, turn on the option Offer to fill in addresses and phone numbers. This will allow the browser to automatically fill in this information when filling out forms on websites. You can also manually add your address and phone number to the autofill settings if Chrome hasn't filled them in yet. It's important to remember that this information can be used on any sites that request it. By enabling synchronization with your Google account, you can use this data across all your devices. To change a saved password in Google Chrome, open Settings, then go to the Passwords section. Find the site for which you need to change the password, click on the three dots next to it, and select Edit. You can then enter the new password for that site. If you change your password on the site, Chrome will offer to save the new password for future use. To update the information across all devices, make sure password synchronization is enabled through your Google account. If you change the password on multiple devices, they will sync automatically, and the new data will be available everywhere. This ensures that your new password is always at hand. Google offers a built-in password manager that lets you save and manage passwords across all devices synced with your Google account. To enable the password manager, open Settings in Chrome, go to the Passwords section, and turn on the option Offer to save passwords. After that, Chrome will automatically offer to save passwords for sites where you log in. This is especially useful if you want your passwords to be protected and accessible on all devices with Google synchronization. With this feature, you can securely store passwords and automatically fill them in when you visit the site again. You can also use this feature to organize your passwords and ensure their security through a master password. To export passwords from Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Passwords section. In the top right corner, click on the three dots and select Export Passwords. You'll be prompted to enter your device password to confirm the action. The exported passwords are saved in a .csv file, which you can use for importing into another browser or password management tool. Be cautious when storing the exported file, as it contains all your passwords in plain text. After exporting passwords, the file can be used to recover passwords on another device or browser. Also, keep in mind that you should protect the password file to prevent its loss or theft. To import passwords into Google Chrome, open Settings, then go to the Passwords section. In the top right corner, click on the three dots and select Import Passwords. After that, you will need to choose the file containing your passwords in .csv format that you want to import. This file can be created in other browsers or password management tools. It's important to note that to import passwords, the Export Passwords option must be enabled in the browser settings. Also, keep in mind that when importing passwords, all data will be synced with your Google account if synchronization is enabled. How to enable dark mode in Google Chrome. To enable dark mode in Google Chrome, open Settings and scroll down to the Appearance section. Here, you will find the Theme option where you can select dark or light mode. You can also enable dark mode through your operating system settings, and Chrome will automatically adjust its interface based on the system theme. Dark mode helps reduce eye strain when using the browser at night and saves battery life on devices with OLED screens. If you want Chrome to switch themes automatically based on the time of day, you can install extensions for automatic theme switching. To zoom in on a page in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+ or Command+ on Mac. You can also zoom in by clicking the magnifying glass icon in the top right corner of the browser and selecting Zoom In. If you only need to zoom in on the text and not the entire page, you can adjust this in the browser settings. Zooming in is useful when the text on a website is too small or the image is too tiny for comfortable viewing. You can set the zoom for each site individually through the browser's settings menu. Additionally, you can reset the zoom to the default level using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+0 or Command+0 on Mac, which is helpful if you accidentally zoom in too much. To zoom out on a page in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+- or Command+- on Mac. This will reduce all elements on the page, including text and images. You can also zoom out by clicking the magnifying glass icon in the top right corner of the browser and selecting Zoom Out. If you want to return to the default zoom level, you can use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+0 or Command+0 on Mac. Zooming out is useful when a page is too cluttered or large. Images make viewing difficult. In the browser, you can also set the zoom level for each site individually. Additionally, adjusting the zoom can improve the browsing experience on websites that have poorly optimized layouts or large content. To enable the Bookmarks bar in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Appearance section. Find the Bookmarks bar option and enable it by checking the box. You can also enable the Bookmarks bar with the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+B or Command+Shift+B on Mac. The Bookmarks bar will appear right below the address bar, and it will show your bookmarks for quick access. This is a convenient feature that allows you to quickly open your favorite sites without going to the Bookmarks menu. Additionally, you can add or remove bookmarks from the bar easily by dragging them from the address bar or using the star icon, helping you maintain easy access to your most visited websites. How to disable the Bookmarks bar in Google Chrome. To disable the Bookmarks bar in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Appearance section. Find the Bookmarks bar option and uncheck the box to disable it. You can also disable the Bookmarks bar with the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+B or Command+Shift+B on Mac. This is useful if you want to free up space on the screen or if you have too many bookmarks that don't fit on the bar. Disabling the Bookmarks bar doesn't delete the bookmarks, they remain in the browser menu. To change the background of a new tab in Google Chrome, open a new tab and click the gear icon in the bottom right corner. Here, you can choose a background from the available images or upload your own. You can also enable options to display backgrounds based on weather or time of day. This allows you to personalize your browsing experience, creating a more pleasant atmosphere. Additionally, you can install extensions for further customization of the new tab background, such as themes and images from various collections. This way, you can create a unique browser interface that suits your style or mood. This is especially useful if you want to make browsing more comfortable. To change the default search engine in Google Chrome, open Settings and scroll down to the Search Engine section. Here, select Search Engine used in the address bar and choose your preferred search engine from the list. You can also add a new search engine by selecting Manage Search Engines and adding it manually. This is useful if you want to use less popular search engines or prefer alternatives to Google. After changing the search engine, all search queries from the address bar will be performed through the system you selected. Also, it's important to note that you can configure the search engine for different types of queries, such as image or video searches. This can make your browser more personalized. To change the interface language in Google Chrome, open Settings and scroll down to the Languages section. Click on Languages and choose your preferred language from the list. If the language you need is not available, select Add Languages and add it manually. After changing the language, All browser elements, including menus, settings, and tooltips, will be displayed in the selected language. Changing the interface language is useful if you want to use the browser in a different language, or if you prefer working with the interface in your native language. You can also enable the automatic translation of web pages to the selected language. This makes it easier to use websites in foreign languages and helps navigate the internet faster. To change the font size on a page in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Accessibility section. In the Font Size section, select the desired font size small, medium, or large. If you want to change the font size only on a specific page, use the keyboard shortcuts Ctrl+ to zoom in, or Ctrl- to zoom out, or Command+ and Command- on Mac. Additionally, you can use extensions to adjust fonts and their sizes on all pages if you need more control. Increasing the font size is useful if the text on a page is too small for comfortable reading, while decreasing it is useful if the page elements are too large. To enable safe browsing in Google Chrome, open Settings, then go to the Privacy and Security section. In the Security section, select the Enhanced Protection option and turn it on. This feature helps protect you from dangerous websites that may contain malware, phishing, or other threats. When this option is active, Chrome will warn you about potential dangers and block access to such sites. Safe browsing also checks URLs for known threats, enhancing your protection while browsing the web. This feature also scans sites with known threats in real time and helps detect potential risks before you visit them. You can also configure additional notifications and alerts for added security. To block pop-ups in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Privacy and Security section. Then select Site Settings and scroll down to the Pop-ups and Redirects section. Turn on the Block option to prevent pop-ups from appearing on all websites. If you need to allow pop-ups for certain sites, add them to the exceptions list. Blocking pop-ups helps reduce the amount of advertising and improves the quality of your web browsing, as well as protecting you from potential threats hidden in such windows. Additionally, Chrome allows you to block not only pop-ups but also redirects to suspicious websites, which could be used for phishing. You can always review the blocked windows through the browser settings. To disable third-party cookies in Google Chrome, open Settings, go to the Privacy and Security section, then select Cookies and Other Site Data. Turn on the Block Third-Party Cookies option. This will prevent data from third-party websites, which may track your browsing behavior for advertising purposes, from being saved. Disabling these cookies helps increase your privacy, especially if you want to prevent data collection for targeted advertising. You can also configure blocking for specific sites that you consider unsafe. This option helps minimize your digital footprint and reduce the risk of personal data leaks. If you want to use third-party cookies only for safe sites, you can add them to the whitelist. To enable tracker blocking in Google Chrome, open Settings, then go to the Privacy and Security section. In the Enhanced Protection section, turn on the Block Trackers option. This will prevent third-party trackers from collecting information about your actions on the web, which advertisers and other organizations use to create personalized ads. Blocking trackers helps increase your privacy and protects you from online tracking. Additionally, Chrome allows you to enable advanced protection, which blocks even more sophisticated types of trackers, such as social plugins and hidden elements on pages. You can customize the level of protection depending on your preferences, choosing between standard and enhanced protection. This will improve your security, especially if you frequently visit sites with active tracking. To configure site permissions, such as access to the camera or microphone, open Settings and go to the Privacy and Security section. Select Site Settings and scroll down to the Camera and Microphone sections. Here, you can allow or block access to these devices for all websites or for specific sites. You can also set up notifications to alert you every time a site requests access to the camera or microphone. This is important for protecting your privacy, especially if you don't want sites to use these devices without your permission. In the settings, you can also change behavior for specific sites, such as disabling camera access for sites that are not trusted. You can view all sites that have requested access in the list and, if needed, change permissions. To enable warnings about suspicious sites in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Privacy and Security section. In the Security section, turn on the option Warn about Suspicious Sites. This feature will help Chrome warn you about potential threats, such as phishing or malicious sites, before you visit them. Enabling this option will increase your browser's security and reduce the risk of landing on dangerous websites. Chrome will also check sites for known malicious content and alert you if a site is deemed unsafe. To enhance your protection, you can enable additional options to block sites with unknown reputation. This helps avoid numerous online threats and raises your security level. To use Incognito mode in Google Chrome, open the browser menu and select New Incognito window, or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus Shift plus N, or Command plus Shift plus N on Mac. In this mode, the browser does not save browsing history, cookies, or other data about your session. This is useful if you want to maintain anonymity while browsing the internet, or if you don't want the browser to remember the sites you visited. However, keep in mind that Incognito mode does not make you completely anonymous, as your internet service provider or websites you visit can still track your activity. To block a website in Google Chrome, you can use special extensions like Block Site or Site Blocker. To do this, open the Chrome Web Store, find the desired extension, and install it. After installation, open the extension settings and add the URLs of the sites you want to block. You can also set up notifications or a password to prevent accidentally removing sites from the block list. Blocking websites can be useful for improving productivity or protecting against malicious and unwanted resources. You can also use parental controls in your operating system to restrict access to certain websites. To install an extension from the Chrome Web Store, open the Chrome Web Store and search for the extension you need using the search bar. Once you find the extension, click the Add to Chrome button. In the pop-up window, confirm the installation by clicking Add Extension. After installation, the extension will be added to your browser, and you can start using it immediately. Many extensions offer additional settings that can be configured in the Extensions panel, available through the icon in the top right corner of the browser. Installed extensions can enhance the functionality of your browser by adding new tools or improving your browsing experience. It's also important to note that some extensions require specific permissions to access data, so always check what permissions they request. To disable an extension in Google Chrome, open Settings and select the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. Find the extension you want to disable and toggle the slider to Off. This will temporarily turn off the extension, and it will not work until you turn it back on. You can disable extensions if you need to improve browser performance or fix issues related to a specific extension. Disabled extensions can be re-enabled at any time through the same settings section. Keep in mind that disabling an extension does not remove it, but only suspends its functionality, and it can be reactivated without reinstalling. To remove an extension in Google Chrome, open Settings and select the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. Find the extension you want to remove and click the Remove button. Then, confirm the removal in the pop-up window by clicking Remove. Removing extensions helps free up space in the browser and improves its performance. If an extension is no longer needed, removing it eliminates unnecessary files and settings that may take up space in your browser. Also note that removal of extensions is irreversible, so if you need to restore the extension, you will have to reinstall it from the Chrome Web Store. To enable an extension in Google Chrome, open Settings and select the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. Find the extension you need and toggle the slider to On. After that, the extension will become active and work in your browser. Enabling an extension is useful if it was temporarily disabled to improve performance or resolve issues. If you want to enable an extension but it is missing from the list, try reinstalling it from the Chrome Web Store. Also, be sure to check that the extension is updated to the latest version, as older versions may not support new features. To find extensions in the Chrome Web Store, go to chrome.google.com/webstore. In the search bar, Enter the name of the extension or keywords related to its function. You can browse categories or recommendations to find extensions that are suitable for your browser. Once you find the right extension, click the Add to Chrome button to install it. Also, before installing, always check the reviews and ratings of the extensions to ensure their reliability and security. Don't forget that some extensions may request access to your data, so it's important to review permissions before installing. To manage extensions in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. In this section, you can enable and disable extensions, as well as remove them if they are no longer needed. To change the settings of an extension, click the Details button under its description. Some extensions allow you to customize their settings and manage data access. If an extension is not working correctly, you can try updating it or checking the permissions it requires to function. It is also recommended to periodically check the list of extensions and remove those that are not used or updated to improve browser performance. To enable developer mode for extensions in Google Chrome, open Settings and select the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. At the top of the page, toggle the developer mode switch to on. This will allow you to install extensions manually, as well as load unpacked extensions for testing. Enabling this mode is useful for developers who need to test or develop extensions before publishing them. Additionally, through this mode, you can load extensions that are not available in the Chrome Web Store. When using developer mode, be cautious, as such extensions may not be checked for security and could contain vulnerabilities. To update extensions in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. Enable developer mode if it's not already enabled, and click the Update button at the top of the page. This will update all installed extensions to the latest available versions. Chrome typically updates extensions automatically, but manually checking for updates ensures that you have the most current version. Regular updates help avoid bugs and enhance security. In some cases, after updating, new features or improved performance may be added to the extensions. To block ads using extensions in Google Chrome, go to the Chrome Web Store and search for ad blocking extensions like AdBlock or uBlock Origin. Click Add to Chrome to install the extension. After installation, the extension will automatically block ads on web pages, helping to improve loading speed and avoid intrusive ads. You can customize the filters and blocking settings in the extension settings. Keep in mind that some websites may request you to disable ad blockers to access their content. It's recommended to periodically update ad blockers so they can effectively handle new types of ads. To configure an extension in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Extensions section, or type Chrome//extensions/ in the address bar. Find the installed extension and click the Details button. In the Extensions settings, you can modify its parameters, such as data access permissions, filters, notifications, and other options. Some extensions also allow you to customize their appearance or enable additional features, like ad blocking or syncing with other services. Regularly check the settings of your extensions to ensure they match your needs. Sometimes you can activate advanced protection or security settings in the extension's options to enhance your security. To quickly use search from the address bar in Google Chrome, just start typing a query directly into the address bar, and Chrome will automatically perform a search with the selected search engine. You can change your default search engine in the settings to use Google, Bing, or any other search engine. Additionally, you can use keywords for searching on different services, such as YouTube or Wikipedia, without having to visit those sites. This speeds up the search process, as you don't need to open separate pages for searching. It's important to note that Chrome automatically adds your search query to the address bar when you start typing. You can configure this process to work with services that are most convenient for you. To enable search suggestions in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Search section. Turn on the Show Search Suggestions option. After that, when typing in the search bar or address bar, suggestions for the most popular queries or websites will appear, speeding up the search process. This helps you find information more quickly and saves time by eliminating the need to manually type out your query. You can also customize the search to show suggestions from frequently visited websites. If you need to disable suggestions for privacy, you can always return to the settings and change the option. To disable search suggestions in Google Chrome, open Settings and go to the Search section. Turn off the Show Search Suggestions option. After that, Chrome will no longer show suggestions for search queries, and your input will appear without additional recommendations. This can be useful for improving privacy, or if you prefer to have full control over what you type in the search bar. By disabling suggestions, you can also avoid accidentally selecting incorrect options. You can also configure this feature for different devices, such as mobile devices or desktops. To search for text on a page in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+F or Command+F on Mac. A search box will appear at the top of the screen. Type the word or phrase you want to find, and Chrome will highlight all occurrences on the page. This is a handy feature when you need to quickly locate specific information on a long page or in a document. You can also navigate between search results using the arrows in the search box. If necessary, you can use additional filters to narrow your search, such as searching only by text or links. You can also save search results for future use. To quickly go to Google Translate, open a new tab in Chrome and type translate.google.com in the address bar. You can also add the Google Translate icon to your bookmarks bar for quick access. If you're using a mobile device, you can open Google Translate through the mobile app or simply through the browser by typing the same address. Google Translate will help you quickly translate text into many languages, and it also supports real-time translations for web pages and images. For convenience, you can set preferred languages and store a history of translated phrases. To download a file in Google Chrome, open the page with the desired file and click the download link. Chrome will automatically start the download and display the progress at the bottom of the screen. You can choose the folder where the file will be saved if you have set Chrome to prompt for download location. Once the download is complete, the file will be available in the Downloads folder or the folder you selected. You can also download multiple files at once if the page supports this, and they will appear as separate items in the download bar. If the file is too large, the download may take longer, but you can track its progress through notifications. For convenience, you can set automatic virus scanning for downloaded files. To change the download folder in Google Chrome, open the browser's Settings and scroll down to the Advanced section. In the Downloads section, you'll see the Location option where you can select a new folder to save files. You can also enable the option to be prompted for the download location every time you download a file, so Chrome doesn't use the same default folder. This is useful if you need to download files to different locations and want to control where they are saved. After changing the folder, Chrome will save all new files in the location you selected. You can also create a folder with a clear name for specific types of files, making it easier to organize your downloaded materials. Keep in mind that if you don't choose a folder, files will be saved in the Downloads folder. To clear the download history in Google Chrome, open the Downloads page by clicking on the three dots in the top right corner and selecting Downloads, or type Chrome//Downloads/ in the address bar. At the bottom of the download list, you'll see the Clear List button, which removes all entries about downloaded files. This feature is useful if you want to free up space or hide information about downloaded files. It's important to note that this only clears the download history. The actual files will remain on your device unless deleted manually. Additionally, you can remove individual items from the list if you don't want to clear everything. If you frequently download files, regular clearing of the list can help keep things organized. To open the folder with the downloaded file in Google Chrome, open the Downloads page by clicking on the three dots in the top right corner and selecting Downloads, or type Chrome//Downloads/ in the address bar. Find the file in the list and click on the Show in Folder link. This will open the folder where the file was saved, and you can find it using File Explorer. If you want to quickly access downloaded files, you can configure Chrome to automatically open the folder after the download is complete. This is especially useful if you frequently download files. You can also change the download location in Chrome settings for easier access. To automatically open downloaded files in Google Chrome, open the browser's Settings, scroll down to the Advanced section, and then select Downloads. In the Downloads section, enable the option Open certain file types automatically after downloading. After that, Chrome will automatically open files as soon as they finish downloading if their format supports automatic opening PDFs or images. This setting is convenient if you frequently download files and want to avoid manually opening them after the download is complete. However, be cautious when opening files from unknown sources, as it may be unsafe. To switch between tabs in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus Tab. This will allow you to move through open tabs from left to right. If you want to switch in the opposite direction, use Ctrl plus Shift plus Tab. For even quicker tab navigation, you can also use the shortcut Ctrl plus tab number, where the number is the position of the tab starting from 1. Switching between tabs using keyboard shortcuts speeds up navigation, especially when you have many tabs open. You can open a tab in the background by holding the Control key and clicking on the link, then switch to it using Ctrl plus Tab. For convenience, you can pin the most frequently used tabs so they stay in one place. To refresh a page in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus R. This will reload the current page and fetch it again. If the page doesn't refresh, try using Ctrl plus F-Pad for a full refresh, which will also clear the cache for that page. Refreshing a page is useful when a website doesn't load correctly, or if you want to get the latest content updates. For pages with dynamic content, this can also speed up the display of new data. Sometimes, if a site is heavily loaded, you may need to refresh the page multiple times to improve its performance. If you don't want to refresh the entire page, you can use site element refresh features via developer tools. To zoom in on a page in Google Chrome, use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl and plus Ctrl plus plus. This will increase the scale of the content on the page, making the text and images larger. You can keep using this combination multiple times to further zoom in. To return to the default scale, use Ctrl plus null 0. Zooming in is useful when the text is too small or if you want to examine images in more detail. If you need to zoom in on specific elements of the page, you can use the developer tools. You can also configure zooming for the entire content so pages display more comfortably. However, be careful as excessive zooming may cause distortion or improper rendering of some page elements. To use Google Chrome on multiple devices, you need to sign into the browser with the same Google account on each device. To do this, open Chrome, click on the profile icon in the top right corner, and select Sign into Chrome. After that, your bookmarks, history, passwords, and other settings will sync across all devices. This allows you to continue working on any device without losing your data. You can also manage synchronization by turning on or off different elements, such as passwords or browsing history. To set up synchronization, make sure synchronization is enabled in Chrome's settings. To set up bookmark synchronization in Google Chrome, sign into your Google account through the browser. To do this, click on the profile icon in the top right corner and select Sign into Chrome. After signing in, go to the browser settings, open the Sync section, and make sure that bookmark synchronization is enabled. After this, your bookmarks will automatically sync across all devices where you're signed into your account. You can also configure sync to include only bookmarks by disabling synchronization for other data, such as history or passwords. For convenience, you can enable the bookmarks bar for quick access to your synced bookmarks. To use Google Chrome without a Google account, simply open the browser and it will work in guest mode. In this case, your bookmarks, history, and settings won't sync with your Google account. You can disable synchronization in the settings so Chrome doesn't ask you to sign in. This is useful if you want to use Chrome on someone else's device or don't want to link the browser to your Google account. However, for some features like syncing bookmarks and passwords, you'll need to sign into your Google account. To enable or disable background operation in Google Chrome, open the browser settings and scroll down to the System section. Here, you'll find the option Continue running background apps when Google Chrome is closed. Turn it on or off depending on your preference. Enabling background operation is useful if you want Chrome to continue receiving notifications and perform tasks even when the browser is closed. If you need to save resources or disable this feature to improve performance, simply turn off the option. It's also worth noting that extensions and web apps may continue to run in the background. To increase video quality in Google Chrome on YouTube, open the video and click the gear icon in the bottom right corner of the player. Then, select Quality and choose the highest available resolution, such as a 1080p or 4K, if supported. If the video quality doesn't match the selected resolution, it might be due to internet speed limitations or the available video quality. In case of poor video quality on YouTube, it's worth checking the internet connection or device settings. You can also set the video quality to automatic in the settings, allowing YouTube to select the optimal level for playback. To record your screen through Google Chrome, you can use the built-in tool or an extension. Chrome has a screen recording feature available in the developer tools if you enable recording through web capture. However, it's more convenient to use extensions like Loom or Screencastify, which allow you to record your screen and create videos directly from the browser. These extensions offer additional features such as the ability to record with a webcam and video editing. After recording, you can easily save the video to your device or upload it to video sharing platforms like YouTube. To use the picture-in-picture mode in Google Chrome, open a video on YouTube or any other website that supports this feature. Right-click twice on the video, and in the context menu, select Picture-in-Picture. The video will then appear in a separate floating window that you can move around the screen and resize. This mode is useful if you want to watch a video while working with other tabs. It's important to note that the website must support the picture-in-picture mode, and permission to use media may be required. You can also use keyboard shortcuts to quickly enable this mode, which speeds up the process. This mode works not only for videos but also for streams and some webcams. To enable hardware acceleration for video in Google Chrome, open the browser settings by clicking the three dots in the top right corner and selecting Settings. Scroll down and click Advanced Settings. In the System section, enable the Use Hardware Acceleration when available option. This allows Chrome to use the GPU for video processing, which can significantly improve performance when playing high-resolution videos. It also reduces the load on the CPU, improving playback smoothness. To apply the changes, restart the browser.